the English Grammar and Writing Skills course of EduPorm EdTech. You are watching the video with Manisha Vedi, and the topic for the video is reading comprehension. Today we are going to talk about reading comprehension. Reading comprehension. Alright? Now this plays as in one of the most crucial format or a very important format of each and every competitive exams which you will be attending in future or which you are about to attend right now. Alright, even if you're a student of class 11-12, then also you'll have to go through the reading section, which actually called out a reading section. Like English is divided into the four sections. Alright, grammar section, reading section, then grammar section, then writing section, and then the literature section. The reading section is one of the most important and one of the first sections of each and every questions which you will be attempting in the English section. Alright, so now we are going to talk about some of the tips and the tricks. Why I'm trying to attend this? Because there are some of the students who might found it trickier, who might have difficulty in answering the questions from the passes. Alright, who might find it a problem to read out the passes and understand it. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, I will talk about what comes in reading comprehension. So reading comprehension is actually contains an unseen passage. Alright, unseen passes and related questions. Okay, alright, so a passage will be provided to you. Mainly it will contain maximum of let's say 5 to 7 paras. Alright, and the questions will be asked to you, okay, related to the passage. Now this passage, what the passage can contain, okay, it can be a maybe let's say a particular story. It can be a scientific publishments. All right, it can be some newspaper content. It can be some report. Okay, it can be anything. All right, so this is what a passage can contain, and the questions would be asked to you. Now, what is the reason that we are practicing this reading comprehension, and what I'm going to basically help you with? What is the aim? Okay, what is the aim of reading comprehension? Why they do ask you this? Okay, so the aim of the reading comprehension is they want to understand, they want to measure your ability to understand and interpret any situations. For example, if you are given a situation and you have to interpret the summary or interpret the conclusion out of that situation. So it basically measures your ability to solve out, to interpret the situations. Alright, because it is a very short of time. It is a short, the more and more you practice those reading comprehensions, the more and more you try saving the time, you try saving the labor and solving others questions, because reading session is something that you do not have to waste much more time here. Alright, so what is the aim? The aim is to measure your ability, or the capability. Okay, ability of what? To understand. First thing, to understand. And first of all, what happens with you if there is a situation in front of you, you try to understand the situation. For example, if your friend is in problem, he gives you a call. Okay, so first of all, what you would try, what would you do? You would be a good listener. Okay, then you would be a good speaker. All right, so first of all, you have to understand the situation, then only you can interpret. And interpret means you can understand. You have to listen to the situation, you have to understand it, and interpret means make out the conclusions, understand the point, understand that what that passage is trying to connect with. Okay, what that passage is trying to conclude with. Okay, or trying to say to you. So these are the things which is the aim of the reading comprehensions. All right, then comes that the more and more, as I told, the more and more you practice, you waste less time. Okay, you waste less time. That means you basically save time, because it's a short time. You have to solve other questions, you have to attempt all the other questions which are mathematicals, like you have to attempt maybe physics, chemistry, maths, or anything like that. You have to attend general aptitude questions. So this is something that you have to save time. Even if you are in class, you are reading in a school, okay, if you are doing homeschooling, anyways you have to give much time to grammar, writing section, and obviously literature section. That goes very long. All right, so you have to save much time while solving out the questions related to the passage. All right, now let's talk about the tricks and the tips. Okay, first of all, as I already told about that, try to consume minimum time as possible while solving out the questions. Okay, the best part of the passes, okay, the best part of the question related to passes is that whatever the question they would ask you, most of the times they provide them with para numbers. Okay, so that actually helps you in saving your time. Okay, now what are the tricks of answering the reading comprehension? What most of the students and most of the candidates do is you try to read out the passage. You try to read out the passages first. That is the thing which you have to avoid at first. All right, you do not have to read out the passages at first. You actually have to read out the questions. But now how you will read out? What are the tips of reading out? Do not use your lips. Okay, do not use your lips. Use your lips means do not move your lips while reading. Just focus on moving your eyes. Okay, so what happens when you move your eyes? You waste less time. All right, you can try it practically. If you are reading out anything using your lips, moving your lips, okay, then what happens? You will be a little slower than the person who is just moving their eyes, reading out the whole scenario. All right, so this is one of such tip. All right, so read out the questions first. Read out the question first. I don't say that memorize the questions, just read out, just take a look, take a quick glance. Okay, quick glance on those questions. Then come to the passage. Again, do not use or move your lips, just move your eyes and read out the whole passage. And when you will be reading out the passage, you will understand that you are able to answer most of the questions, because the moment you will come to the passage, for example, if I start reading para 1, then I might remember that there was some word related to it. There was some word related to it which was asked in the question. What I will do, I will go to the question and solve it out at times. Okay, so this is what you have to do. Second thing is, what most of the students try to do is you start interpreting the passage, or you try hard to understand the passage. So this is one of such issues. You do not have to understand the passage. You do not have to put your views and opinions of the passage. You just have to focus and understand whatsoever is written in the passage. You do not have to think out of the box. You do not have to think out of the passage. Okay, you just have to leave your mind there. You stop daydreaming. Okay, you just have to focus here on the passage, whatsoever is inside the passage, that only. You do not have to add up your own views or opinions. All right, so do not waste time in understanding the passage. Rather what you have to do, read out the questions first, read the passage without moving your lips. Just move your eyes and read and solve out the questions simultaneously. All right, now let's talk about the third point. Okay, as I already emphasized, I have already repeated the point that time factor is very much important. You have to save time for other sections. All right, so focus on solving the questions. Okay, what are the forms of passage that can actually come? So these passages try solving out as much as passages as you can. Like whenever you are bored from studying, whenever you don't understand that what should I do next, or whenever you are bored, like you're freaking bored and you are like that I should do something interesting, then just get through these passages. Passages, you can read anything. It can be related to any form of subject. Like you can go through arts, commerce, science. You can go through different varieties. You can start solving other questions from newspaper articles. Whenever you read out a passage, just think that what are the possible questions related to the passage. And the more you start thinking it, the more your concepts get clear. I would ask you to keep revising this, keep practicing. The more you practice, the more you become equipped with, wasting much time. Alright? Now, stick to the comprehension. Okay, stick to the passage given to you. You do not have to think outside of the box. I already have repeated this point, that whatsoever is given in the comprehension, just stick into it. Do not think outside of the box. Alright? Just stick to the passage. Okay? Don't be a wanderer. Like most of the people, what most of the students do is, when they read out the passage, they start thinking, they do think about other things. So don't be a wanderer. Don't be a wanderer. Do not start thinking about any other things. You can dream after exam. You can waste your time after exam. Just be focused over here. Okay? Just keep your eyes, your brain, okay, your eyes, your brain very much aware and open at this time, and just focus on the passage and the questions. Okay? Be very much attentive over here. Alright? Now, fourth point is, reading comprehension has one such advantage, and that is that it helps you to grow your vocabs. Okay? You learn various words. Okay? You learn various words. Now, what if there are some questions, most of the questions are like that, they do ask you the opposite of a particular word, or they do ask they do ask you to choose out a particular option which is similar to that word. Either that word is a synonym, means similar word, or either that word is an antonym, that means opposite word. Okay? Even they specify you with the para numbers. So what would you do if you don't understand, if you don't know the meaning, if that word is very much new to you? What I suggest is that read out the whole sentence. Okay? For example, if the word comes here, for example, if there is a sentence which says that the exam is crucial for students. Now the question has been asked that what is the meaning of crucial. Okay? And they ask you, for example, they ask you the similar word, they ask you the synonym of crucial. Okay? There is one such question. Or they ask you to choose out the synonym of crucial from these four options. Okay? Now the problem with you is that you do not know the meaning of crucial. So what you have to do is, you just try reading out the sentence after this word and before this word, and try to relate the meaning. So okay, they are saying that exam is crucial for students. That means exam has something to do with students. We always say that exam is important for students. So there are chances that crucial means it is important. Crucial means it is mandatory. Alright? So this is one such trick which you can go through. If you cannot understand that what can be the meaning, if you cannot guess the meaning, so in that case you can take one risk. You should go through the whole sentence, the word before the words after that particular word, the words after the crucial and before the crucial, and try relating it, that what can be the possible meaning of this particular word. And then you are just get to go, just choose out the option there, and this is how you can take risk and try attempting each and every question in reading comprehension. Just don't leave out any questions. Okay? Now, this is actually very much easy if you just try focusing on these things. So I would say that the more and more you practice, the more and more you become a professional. Alright? I hope you do understand now that how you have to solve a reading comprehension, and maybe you won't go through those problems which you might have been going through right now. All right.